So lads, back for another backtesting session. We've just took a win on NAS, and good news is that I bought a FX Replay subscription, which means the journaling would be done automatically, and I really like that. So yeah, let's continue. So I'm currently on the 1 minute. I don't know if I can add another chart on this. Oh yeah, they've added the feature. I can, oops, which means I can put like the S&P 500 right here. Well, it's not in this session, but I'll backtest it in the next one. But I think there's EU and GU, yeah. So let's use one. Great. And there's this indicator that I don't need. Let's go to the next session. So I had just took a win on this trade right here. Let's go to the next silver bullet session. So it's currently 10. You can see that we're almost in a good fair value gap. So let's do a small analysis. How does it look on the 15 minute? We're bullish. no retracement. We have a high here, a good level of liquidity. So starting from here, you can see it's a good point of liquidity. And yeah, yes, this is a great target of liquidity for the day, and I think market will reach it even before we find an entry if it doesn't do a retracement. So let's see if we get an entry. Okay, so you can see we took out this high. Keep in mind that we have an inversion fair value gap was created. It's in the 1 minute. So we have an inversion right here, small inversion here, and you can see it coincides with this breaker. So let's see if it gets respected. No, it does not, but instead we take out this high, but we generated some relatively equal lows right there. So it looks like it's not providing an entry on the 1M. Now it starts to drop a bit, and boom, we have a shift right here and a fair value gap. So we can wait for a retracement into the fair value gap to see if we can enter. So you can enter for this fair value gap because it's the one which are they are the ones which are near the shift. We can take a sell here. Stop loss will be a little bit too big because we entered late, and we can target some lows or target like a simple 1 to 2. So I guess that is the setup of our trade. So let's place the trade, and the channel pops up automatically. You see how nice it looks. So let's wait and wait. So I take the screenshot. I'm a bit confident about this trade, like 50%. I can rate this a 3. And let's save this. Alright, so it's I think it's on Monday. Wait, it's Friday. Oh. And boom, we hit TP right away. Nice trade. Let's update the journal and save the screenshot as well. You can see this day we made some money, very nice money. So let's see here, which one was it? Was it from the one at 10? This one right here. Wait, no, it's not this one. I think it's this one. 4:38 p.m. Was it this? Yeah, it's this one. So now we can save this. This was a good setup because we had a sweep from those highs, and you can see that some highs here were taken out, even this one. So this was our sweep right here. got our shift in these areas right here, but here is the major place where the shift occurred, because this was a low taken out. Let's miss this, and you can see that we've got a fair value gap which was retested and then we dropped. So let's wait and see how this goes. Let's wait and see how the market behaves in this silver bullet session. Alright, so let's wait and see how it behaves in this silver bullet session. So you can see that we drop even further. Man, imagine holding this. Anyways, it's good that we took our part of the move, so no worries. And let's continue seeing how it behaves. You can see we drop really far. Anyways, this was all for Friday. Let's see what happens in the next silver bullet session. So I'll be back. I think I'll be back testing the London and the New York only. Don't think I need a trade in these movements right here. By the way, which one did I take? Was it in here? No. But you can see that also in the afternoon session something was delivered. Yeah, good delivery of price right here. Anyways, let's see what we can get on Monday, because this is Sunday. So next silver bullet session will be right here. So you can see a low taken out right here. We have shifted in structure. We have some fair value gaps, which means there's a chance we will retest them, but out of the session. So you can see how a low taken out. We took out this high, which means liquidity is being taken at all points. So let's wait and see. So you can see that we have fair value gap right there. But what will be the next round liquidity? Then that will be this low right here. So if we are to target that low, then that means we have to enter early. But let's see how the 15 minute wants it to be. So we're currently in a good fair value gap, so it might shift on us as a reaction on that fair value gap. But we have a sweep, the shift, the gap is here. So let's wait and see. So we have the sweep. We've got our shift in structure. And then we've got the gap. So let's wait and see. Oh, see this, man. Way too clean. Way too clean. Oh, yeah. This is way too clean. We should have set a limit order, but this was way too clean. Do you see how this trade looks like? And the 1 to 2 would be somewhere here, but let's see what will be the next draw on liquidity. Maybe this low, most likely this low, but let's see how the daily looks like. So the daily is a bit bearish, bullish, but we are having wicks rejecting these high places. So let's see, would this be a good high probability entry? Considering that we are in London session, we can take this one. So let's play it and see. Almost stopped out. Do you see this? And it in the end stopped us out, but it wasn't a bad trade. So let's go to the next silver bullet session. So as of now, I'm backtesting. What kind of price action is this? As of now, I'm backtesting only the silver bullet. When I go to the 5 minute, I can see that there were some crazy wicks. I think the probability of having an entry present itself here is really low. Can you see how the wicks are looking like? Anyways, we got the sweep that we were looking for. These low eco lows, they were taken out, and then you can see some kind of shift right here. Let's see how market reacts to this gap. Okay, you can see that the candles were closing slightly below this gap, so which means this will be a valid entry. Stop loss right here, but I really don't know about this one. stop loss right here and target our 1 to 2. So maybe what would they want it to be? Is there like some liquidity to grab right there? Well, we want to form an all-time high. So let's see how this forms on the 1 minute. So we'll be risking a few dollars. 100 won't go beyond. Right. You can take the screenshot. Then we can see. It's on Monday. Let's look if this entry plays out. So it's really going sideways for a bit. I think we'll leave one break even with this one. If we reach 16 with no entry, with no valid trade, with no valid buyers yet, like no valid things, we will quit this trade. So it pushed to almost to stop loss and it's trying to come back. So let's wait and see. Does it hit TP or SL? And boom, TP gets hit right after a quite long period of time from here up to here, which is 2 hours and 9 minutes. Yeah, so let's general this as well. Can edit, add this screenshot and save this. Alright, so the next silver session will be this one. I don't think I'll be trading the PM session. I'll be trading the PM session as I was saying, but let's see how price action delivers in that session. Okay, so first we see some equal highs and then we push higher. Is there any entry provided in these time zones? 1 minute was really choppy, so we can look on the 5 minute, no entry, but we can see a small value gap which is being respected right there. So yeah, maybe that will provide some kind of entry, but yeah, that's not my cue. All right, so what's this? Oh yeah, this is the blade sessions. So let's go to the next session, which is tomorrow. So considering we'll be backtesting the London and London and New York silver bullet sessions, it will give us a really good win rate. So fast forward a bit. So do we see any sweep, like some kind of high or low taken out, equal highs, equal lows? Not just yet, but when you go to the 1 minute, we can see some movements, not that crucial, but they are there. So you can see that we're now pushing higher after taking out this low and reacting to this high time frame POI, such as this, this gap. Can draw it right here, just like this. So it's a 5 minute fair value gap, and on the 1 minute you can see that we took out a low right here, which is a good sweep of liquidity. And yeah, we pushed high, create a fair value gap. So I want to see where the market shift occurred. I count market shift valid when it occurs on some kind where like the previous high was. So on the 5 minute, you can see that there was no previous high. So I think we'll be increasing like on some other time frames, like on the 1 minute or 2 minute. So first of all, this is the only first gap we could get, and the shift would occur somewhere here. So let's see how this gets done. So you can see that we shifted in structure right here, recent high taken out. So let's see if we get an entry. So we have an MSS right here. Now let's wait for retracement into this gap. And I think I can add like some kind of limit, buy limit. I'll be targeting a simple 1 to 2 right there, and this will be my trade for the day. A few pips below here. Alright, so this will be it. And place order. It will be a limit buy, and I will enter at 18, entry 18. Oh yeah, this will be the entry price. Okay, so let's journal it. So this is a good one. I'll give it a 4 rating, and I have confidence like 68 or 70% that this trade will work out. So you can see that the entry was triggered and we pushed high for a bit, but ended up hitting stop loss. So it all comes back to the risk management, as we saw. So far we have 4 wins and 5 losses. Wow. Right, so let's do this. So yeah, this is what happened in London session. So we'll look if we find a trade in New York session. So next silver bullet session, you can see that we took out alloy even before it started. Wow, what happened at 8? Some crazy news maybe. So you can see that we took out some lows. Okay, looks like we're respecting a fair value gap right here. How does the 5 minute look like? So 5 minute is showing signs of, bearishness. So let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's see how it behaves. So 1 minute, you can see we took out this low, just this one right here. I think it was the low caused by some news. And now we can look for a recent high which will be shifted on. So if we can shift on this high, then we can have a valid entry. So if we don't, then that's not a valid one. So we can also see that we shifted on this one, which means we are progressing to the high. So we can wait a retracement to a potential fair value gap in here, or even enter it here, since we can see that the fair value gap was respected. So let's see here, do we get any entry? A simple entry will be right there, so let's just wait. So one good fair value gap was retested right here. And how does the 2 minute look like? You can see that we retested this one right here after this shift. I mean, wow, we missed out on that one, but I think it will deliver like the number of pips we want from the day. Like just entering here, stop loss right here, and your take profit being your 1 to 2, which is probably this liquidity level. And let's see if it delivers the number of pips we want for the day. So does it? It looks like it's going to range in these areas. So it goes sideways for quite some periods. That's the way every day goes. And it ends up stopping us out probably. Let's see. It doesn't really want to take out this high, so it's consolidating and until even the next day starts. You can see it will be an overnight trade. Taking out this liquidity is really hard for it. So let's go just to the next silver bullet. Alright, so how does the next silver bullet look like? We haven't taken out this high yet, which means it's this, it, and this one will be our next drawn liquidity. Let's see if there was any liquidity taken out on the 1 minute. So no liquidity. We have some equal lows resting right here, but we have this low taken out, just this one. And market is flying. So what's this? So we have a fair value gap right here, but the chances of retesting it are really low because we didn't have a sweep, but don't think we can take that risk. So let's see what London does. Yeah, we got to the next silver bullet session. Wow, it was a crazy one. You can see that we took out some liquidity resting here. There's all these lows, these equal lows. And after taking it, we shift and create a fair value gap right here. It was created before the session. The silver bullet session opened, so which means if we get a fair value gap in this session, we can enter off of it. What does the 1 minute look like? So it offered a few fair value gaps, such as this one right here. Offered some few entries. Okay, and how about the 5 minute? No fair value gaps retraced to yet. Maybe this one would offer an entry if we retraced back to it. So I'll be looking to look for a buy here. Stop loss below this order block, and I target the 1 to 2. And this will be some kind of limit buy. So let's wait. Yeah, so no entry provided. We would have entered if we would have retested this just by a tick. That's what we missed out by a tick, but it's no problem. We'll look for another entry another day. You can close it. And so far analytics look kinda good. They have a 46.15 win rate, 15 trades, so we won 6, we've lost 7. And you can see that the stats are gathering themselves up. And you can see that some days are winners, some days are losers, with Friday being the biggest day. And you can see the statistics right here. 3 crazy weeks here, but you can also see that it took 3 weeks to achieve this. So this is the whole graph. So in the end, we can bring profit with this strategy. So let's go back to the session and trade. So let's continue the backtesting session. It's taking some time to load. Why isn't this day displaying? Okay, so let's continue the session. fast forward to next silver bullet session, which will be, wait, it's in the evening, so I don't think I'll be taking this. Next one will be at 3 the next day. So do we have some kind of sweeps before? Well, we're currently in a downtrend, so I wouldn't count this as a sweep, except if it were to look like on the 1 hour or somewhere there. You can see that we have taken out this low, and we are currently trying to respect this fair value gap, where in the 15-minute we can have a clear sweep of liquidity, like this one. So a good sweep, a good sweep. And when we go to the 5, I haven't had a shift yet, but the 1 minute will offer a shift zone. So if you see like maybe a shift on this high, or maybe if we drop and then shift on this one, so liquidity is this. Alright, let's wait and see. So we drop and drop crazily. Wow, which means we didn't respect our bias. So it looks like we're about to shift. How does the 5 minute look like? 5 minute has created another shift and it's retesting a fair value gap, which means that the market might be about to drop. Let's see. Maybe a retracement on this one will give us an entry, because I still believe we're going to fly higher, and we can see that we have a shift here. So a retracement on this gap will be a good one. Alright, that's what I'm looking for. So here you enter. Wow, very large stop loss, but our TP will be somewhere like on this high, and yeah, this will be it. So we can market enter second channel. So I'm risking 1% on each single trade. I take the screenshot. I have some kind of confidence in this trade, like 70, and it's a 5-star trade. Let's wait for it. Wait. Right. So the trade was heading to TP, but unfortunately it stopped us out, as you can see. And man, this is a really big mess. Why wouldn't it respect? So let's wait for the next session, which will be at 10. So let's silver bullet session right here. We have a sweep of equal highs right there. Then we start dropping a bit, and now we're pushing higher. So we traced to a fair value gap. And how is the higher time frame looking like? Look at the 15-minute. How does it look? Let's remove this. So you can see on the 15-minute we're currently obeying this fair value gap. We're pushing high. We don't have the next round liquidity, and the 5-minute will be deceiving us to enter, because I don't really see any reason to enter this trade other than this fair value gap retracement. But we can expect maybe some expansion as the trade goes on, but no sweep, no trade. So let's wait. Looks like it ended up going higher, but we didn't get our entry signal. So next day open, which will be, oh god, Next silver bullet session. Sorry. So we're still in some kind of uptrend after this tremendous drop that occurred in yesterday's afternoon. Today is Friday. London silver bullet retracement to a fair value gap. Do we respect that? Nope, we do not. But it took out some highs right here. This one. Sorry. Respected some highs right here. Took out the liquidity. And we did some shift right here because it was the most recent strong low, which means we can find an entry on the retracement of this on this fair value gap in the silver bullet, of course. So this was the first gap presented in the silver bullet. Stop loss a few pips above here, and the target on 122, just this low, and a few pips below it. So let's set the order. A limit. Be safe. Wow, I'm having great days for real. Okay, retracement. This graph is really crazy. Very crazy graph. We ended up hitting stop loss. Let's you know this as well. Let's wait for the next session now. Next silver bullet session. And see how the market behaves. First we have some relatively equal lows, which means we have a great point of liquidity down there. You can see how we are respecting this fair value gap. One right there, and you can see that we have some kind of high taken out. So let's wait and see how the market reacts. So we have a fair value gap right here, and we retest it by a tick. Are we dropping anytime soon? I also don't know. 5-minute looks are a little bit messy, but we retested this fair value gap as well. Okay, so how does the 1 minute look like? No fair value gap, no solid fair value gap retracement yet. Okay, you can see this good fair value gap was retraced back into. Equal lows are right here, which means that will be our next draw on liquidity. Take this trade Friday at 10. So sell off. Wow, this is a really big stop loss. I really hate this. Does the 5-minute look like? Looks like it's going to retrace in here though. And our 1 to 2 will be just below these lows. Alright, so let's see. Place order. Let's market. Save channel. Right, so let's save this. Now let's play this and see how it behaved. Yeah, no more than 10 minutes before we were swept out. Timer dropping was crazy, dropping really crazy. You can see we came from here, then we dropped all the way here. Anyways, yeah, we'll see what to change from the strategy and what to update, and until we meet again, peace.